Happy Father's Day to all my fathers out there. I want to start off by saying being a father is one of the greatest gifts in the world. Before they're our children, they're God's children. We always got to give praise to God. It goes God, and then your spouse, and then your children in that order. You always got to keep the balance. I want to start off and talk about my journey into fatherhood. You know, when I grew up, I didn't have a father. I never knew my father. I'd never seen a picture of him. And my mom didn't have my mom either, so I was put in state custody in around 40 institutions and, you know, emancipated, adopted several times. That's a story within its own. So I never had stability. I never had any structure. I never even was in one school over one semester. So, you know, it's a miracle that I am where I'm at right now. It's God. God was with me the whole time. I say that to say this. I told myself whenever I got the opportunity to be a father, if I got the opportunity to be a father, I was going to be a dang good one. I was going to be everything that I didn't have. I knew what I didn't want, and I knew what I was going to give. Now, I'm still learning. Of course, I didn't have a mom or dad or brothers and sisters. I was just, you know, an orphan in the state, so I was tossed around. So I kind of just had to see what happened in my friends' houses. You know, I never had any holidays or anything like that. It was just what I've seen on TV and the movies and other people. You know, I never got to experience. But, you know, I'm learning as I go. But I know one thing. I know what not to be. And I say that to say this. I love my children with everything in the world. And there's no greater gift than being a father. You know, I work hard to give them the best life I can give them. I'll tell you a little bit about my journey into fatherhood. So my wife and I, when we got married, she had some medical issues. They told her she would never have babies. They ran an ink up in her, you know, the dye, and it wouldn't get to her ovaries. So basically there was no chance. Like one tube was blocked. She had a tilted uterus, and there was no chance at all that she could even have a baby, you know. So we just never thought it would happen. And sure enough, guess what? God had other plans. So she got pregnant, and we were all happy. It was amazing. We were just super excited. We actually went to church one day, and after church we decided to go to the hospital and see if we could hear the heartbeat. And that's when we got bad news. We went to the hospital, and they told us it was a tubal pregnancy. It wasn't viable. It wasn't going to survive, and that they had to administer methotrexate, or they said the baby wasn't going to make it, and there's a possibility that she wouldn't make it. So they have to administer the methotrexate. So we were torn, man. We cried. We were torn. And they administered methotrexate, and then we had to go home and watch and wait. Well, as we were waiting for the baby pass, we went to another hospital to see how it was going. So basically, when they administer methotrexate, the baby stops growing, and it just passes. It's sad. So when we went to another hospital, the hospital came back and said, "Hey, there's a perfectly healthy baby in your uterus. It's not a tubal pregnancy." And guess what? We had the previous hospital had already administered methotrexate, so we knew then that they had made a mistake. It was a healthy pregnancy, but now it's not going to be a healthy pregnancy because they misdiagnosed it as a tubal pregnancy, and now this perfectly healthy baby that we never thought we would have is going to be taken from us. It was horrible. Throughout that, though, instead of getting mad and kicking and yelling and screaming, "Why us?" we prayed and we gave it to God, and we said, "God, we don't understand. This is painful, but we trust in you and let your will always be done." And we prayed and we gave it to him, and sure enough, the baby passed. And then time went by, and she got pregnant again, and now we have two healthy babies. But just have faith in God. Always have faith in God, and just know that God has the ultimate plan. So I see these two beautiful girls running around, and I'm responsible for taking care of them, and I know I'll do everything I can to never fail them and be there for them all stages of their life. I thank God things worked out the way they did. We don't know everything. We have to give it to him and always remain humble and always stay steadfast in prayer. And, you know, it's easy to say give it to God, but you really got to let go and give it to God and trust in him and trust the process. And always pray that his will be done. He knows our hearts, and he knows what we want and we need, but he also likes to hear it. We're his children. He's the best father we all could ask for. And on this Father's Day, I just want to encourage you guys to remember being a father is a blessing and a gift. And I thank God every day every day that I went through everything I went through, as crazy as it sounds, so that I can be the best father and give them something I never had. Because had I not went through that, I maybe would have taken it for granted. But now I never would. Being a father is amazing. I have the best father in heaven, and I'm trying to be like him, be as Christ-like as possible, and be the best father to my children. So with that note, guys, happy Father's Day to each and every one of you guys. God bless you all. I love you. Yeah.